Welcome to episode 5 of the Joe Dez Hour, the second installment, including Coach OB right across me is featured in this episode. We also have Coach Pinabell with us to say our Super Bowl predictions. We will start off with Coach P. Do you want to start off with your first prediction, obviously?
Sure. This is a very intriguing game. So you've got really the contrasting styles. You got the Rams, who are very much a great defense. You got Cincinnati, who's, to me, a great offense. But I got to go with the Bengals. 31-27, and what I would consider to be somewhat of an upset.
Yeah, just to recap, it is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Rams in this Super Bowl, of course. Coach P, so you believe the Bengals are going to be winning this one?
I do.
I agree, honestly. I think Joe Burrow is just too good. He's too polished already, even though he's just a sophomore in the league. He's been so good throughout the playoffs.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is a winner.
He's done enough by now, you think, because it feels like he's a game early still, right? They're not supposed to be there. Is this the Patriots in 01 type thing? What do you think?
To a degree it might be. I mean, here's a team similar to New England in 01 who got hot at the end. They were kind of floundering mid-season. It wasn't even certain they were going to make the playoffs. They've won 6 of their last 7. 2 straight road wins. I mean, they beat Kansas City on the road. They beat the number 1 seed, the Titans, on the road. And Burrow's got that magic from college. There's something.
Just a winner.
There's something about this guy.
Yeah, after that LSU season, there's no time that you really can count Joe Burrow. Any time he just has a chance of winning. It's insane. Him and his old lineman, they recreated the picture where they're sitting on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
That one just really it showed how the team has just that connection throughout the years. They've had 3 years together at this point, including college.
Yep.
It's just been helping so much with the chemistry.
Well,
Jamar Chase, too.
Isn't that the difficulty, though, of the O-line? What do you think? You think they'll hold up?
I think one of the keys.
The Rams
to
are
this,
beast.
One of the keys to this game is if Cincinnati's O-line can do enough to neutralize the Rams' defensive line. I think they're gonna have to run some screens.
Yep.
They're gonna have to get mixing out in the open. They're gonna have to run some draws. They got to keep the Rams off balance because if they pin their ears back and just start sending blitzes, I don't care how good Joe Burrow is. I mean, if he's got Aaron Donald in his face, it's going to be tough for them. So that to me is a key matchup right there.
Yeah, scariest part's not even just Aaron Donald. You escape Aaron Donald, you have Von Miller coming right at you from the side, too. There's just no escape.
What do you think of the Ramsey Chase? Are they going to be one-on-one corner receiver? What's your take?
To me, the sleeper in this game is going to be T. Higgins of Cincinnati. He's had 6 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
If I'm the Rams, I'm going to bracket Chase.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a guy right in his face. I might put Ramsey in his face one-on-one and put a safety over the top.
Now you're speaking my language.
And
yeah.
I'm not going to let him beat me.
Yeah.
But what that might do is T. Higgins, who is definitely a deep threat, and Joe can throw the deep ball, that he might be a sleeper in this game. Now, the other thing is if C.J. Uzomah is healthy.
Okay.
He hasn't practiced.
Yep.
We don't know if he's going to be healthy. If he's healthy, now they've got the guy that they can stretch the field vertically with as a tight end, and that it's going to open up the whole offense. I think that's another key, too. But watch for T. Higgins in this game. Watch for T. Higgins.
I didn't even think about C.J. Uzomah, to be honest, because I thought about T. Higgins before, and they obviously have Tyler Boyd coming out of the slot. But if they get C.J. Uzomah back, they just have an unstoppable offense. Even if you lock up Jamar Chase, there's just no way around it, really. They have Joe Mixon out of the backfield, T. Higgins lined up out wide, and then they have the tight end who can just stretch the field the entire way. They're not really going to be stopped by a secondary at that point.
I think the real question is the kicking game. What's going to happen in the kicking game? What is it, McPherson?
Yeah, McPherson,
McKicker, or what's his nickname? He's got all the nicknames.
Yeah, McFearless or something.
Kick.
Yeah. What do you think, Coach?
I'm not quite certain this game's actually going to come down to a field goal.
No?
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close, but I think it's going to be in that 4 to 7 range.
Yeah.
But in games like this, field position is going to be important.
That's a good point.
So the punting game, I think, is even more important than the actual kicking game itself. And I think the team that needs to have the field position, truthfully, is Cincinnati.
Okay. Cincinnati
needs to have the field position. They're not going to be able to go on long drives.
Yeah.
That Rams defense is too good. They need to be in short drives. So I think, that's going to be a big factor in this game, too.
It's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think?
One thing that I was actually wondering about that I was thinking heavily about, the LA Rams are the home team in this. So I'm wondering if you were talking about field position, obviously, but the field itself is their home field.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to have a major effect in it. Matt Stafford has been amazing at home this year. The entire year, Cooper Kupp has just been going off every single game.
Yeah.
Can't imagine the Rams aren't going to be a little bit boosted by their crowd there.
I heard the other day that it's the most games a team will play at their home stadium in a year. I think it's 13 games that the Rams will play, preseason, regular season, playoff, Super Bowl, all playing at that one stadium. Plus the factor they were talking about on the radio this week is that they're sleeping in their own beds.
Yeah.
Right? So their routine is all on. Coach, you know about routine with everything, really.
Another key to this is you got a very young team in the Cincinnati Bengals. And, and youth, I think, sometimes in sports is overplayed. But this is the first time they've been under this microscope. The Super Bowl is nothing like any of these guys have ever dealt with. Even for Chase and for Burrow, the national championship game. And I think this is going to be a real challenge for them. As Burrow's probably getting, I want tickets. This guy wants tickets. This guy wants tickets, and you lose focus of the game, and that's hard enough. However, I will say also, in the NFC Championship game, there was probably 40% 49ers fans in that stadium. Yeah. If you listen to the crowd in that game, and with the Super Bowl, it's a neutral site supposedly. So I don't know if the home field will be like a normal Rams home game. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
No, it's a great point to bring up, actually, because I didn't really think about how they might be sectioning it off so only so many Rams fans can go so they don't have that problem of the home field advantage and it remains a neutral field. Because there's a good chance they only sell to other fans from different teams after they get a certain mark of Rams fans.
So you said, we were saying before the show, you've actually been to a Super Bowl. Joe Dez, have you been to a Super Bowl?
I have not.
Not
yet.
Maybe one day on the side?
Yeah, hopefully.
What is the game? Is it feel like a football game or is it like a concert?
It's an event. It's an event. It brings out all the different elements of entertainment. It's awesome. Unfortunately, the Patriots lost the one I went to, so with my socioeconomic background, I don't think I'll ever be back to one again.
Was this the second? This was the second Philly Super Bowl.
This was the second Philly Super Bowl in Minneapolis.
Cold.
But halftime is its own show. Yeah. And I think the Super Bowl in American sport has gone from being a game to an entertainment event. People watch the game for commercials. They watch it for the halftime show, and so. For us football purists, that could be a little tough sometimes. But today.
Yeah. We're talking about moving it to London too, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. 2026, they're fighting for the London Stadium to be hosting it, but I feel like that changes everything.
What do you think?
The American home crowd is who goes to all the stadiums. They'd have to travel all the way to London. Mason actually brought up a point to me earlier.
Our producer
Mason, of course, the camera guy right now. He brought up the fact that if they had it in London, they'd have to broadcast like 7 a.m. for us to actually watch it on Sunday night.
Good point.
Oh.
Yeah.
So wait, what time would local time be? What time local London would they play, and then what time East Coast would it be?
So let me check real quick. We'll get the production.
We gotta get best guys.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
6 hours, I believe.
6 hours.
Yeah, I think it's 6 hours.
Yeah, that's the question.
So if they played at 3,
it'd be 9 here.
We got our math.
Is that correct?
Back here. Yep.
Yeah. 6 hours. Okay, nice. Yeah, so 6 hours. They have to play at 3 p.m. for it to even be at 9 at night here if we want to even see it at a good time.
That's tough.
That is pretty difficult.
They start World Series games at 9 o'clock.
Oh, those are
a whole generation of sports fans.
That's why they're losing.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Do you watch baseball?
I don't watch baseball.
So
And the scary thing is I can't even point to many of my friends that watch baseball. I've not seen a baseball game played in anyone's house at this time.
Coach, you watching baseball?
It's interesting. I played college baseball, but I may watch 2 innings of a Red Sox game. I'd rather go to the ballpark where it's more of an event with your family. But that thing, you're paying what? You pay $400 to go to one baseball game. I'd rather go watch the Patriots and pay that money. I'm just going to be honest.
No, exactly.
What's it about the game? Is it slow or is it?
I think for this generation, so you've got, this is electronic generation. Everybody's gaming. The attention
we see
spans.
this in class. Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, and I think to sit down and watch pitch by pitch for 2.5, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It's like watching a bad movie sometimes.
Good point.
Yeah.
Like, in football, there's breaks obviously between plays, but those plays are just big smash mouth plays where people are crashing into each other. For baseball, it's just you go to one base and you might get tapped a little bit. You're not really a big hit or anything.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? I'm the same way. Like for baseball too, I don't think I watched a full game, not even the World Series or anything. Plus they're on at 9 at night or whatever. But I love baseball. I play
Oh, yeah.
baseball, all that stuff. It's kind of so I always wonder, and we talk about the show a lot, the generation gap in terms of what are you guys doing and what have we done, you know? So.
Yeah, I think there was a major reason why baseball was at its best when it was the Sosa versus McGuire race for the home runs, because obviously it kind of got ruined by the steroid use, but they needed something that was big, because football's got big hits, basketball's got dunk and highlight reels like three-pointers.
Yeah.
Baseball doesn't really have that unless home runs.
This last show,
Yeah, we did, exactly.
You remember that summer?
Oh, yeah.
Summer 98, right?
Summer '98.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. It was that was quite the run.
Yeah.
That was quite the run. But I will say though, probably my greatest sporting moment of my life has to be the '04 Red Sox.
Okay.
I mean, growing up here and kind of going through all the pain of the Red Sox just coming so close, and to see them winning in '04 was pretty amazing. So you know, baseball's a great sport, but I think they got to do something to speed the game up.
What do you think? Pitch clock. What do you guys think about the pitch clock?
What's the idea of the pitch clock? Are they kind of adding like a shot clock like in the NBA?
So shot clock, I think, was like 30 seconds or something. You got to get the next pitch off. It's not a problem for Chris Sale, but everybody else it will be.
No, that'd be smart. That would actually speed up the game so much. I feel like there's multiple minutes between pitches at times. It takes so long. Like during a free throw routine, no one wants to watch someone just dribble the ball for a full minute. If they did that, there'd be no NBA.
Yeah, it's like Giannis. They count
Exactly,
10 seconds
yeah.
off, right before he shoots. That's brilliant right there. What do you think? Pitch clock. Think it'll work?
It's hard to enforce.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, typically if you're going to put a pitch clock, you're going to put it out in center field. You're going to put it on the outfield scoreboard. And at the end of the day, they've tried to slow or speed the game up. And you know, baseball's one of those sports where there are so many routines that are ingrained.
You got the batting gloves.
Yeah, you know, Nomar Garcia. I don't know if you can change the game radically like that.
Yeah, I think it'd face major backlash from the players. The problem, but I think it wouldn't definitely increase the viewership. It's just how they would instill it with the players not freaking out about it.
We kind of said the same thing too about big hits in football, right?
Yeah.
So things are moving in the other way. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, people might.
It grows the game.
Yeah, they'd probably rather have more revenue coming because that'll increase their salaries and everything too. If they have more ad revenue of people watching it, that's gonna just increase everything.
I speak my language. I like it, Joe Dez. What else?
Okay, so Coach P, obviously we gave a little bit of Super Bowl predictions. I got a few of the players to give a couple of their predictions. Want to see your reaction to them. Matt Saunders and Danny Haggerty had very similar predictions. They think the Rams are going to win by 3, with Saunders saying 20-17, and Danny Haggerty, of course, saying 27-24.
Well, I got to give Danny Haggerty a lot of credit. At the beginning of the college football season, he said Georgia was going to win the national championship.
Yeah.
Could it be because he applied to the school?
It probably had something to do with that.
Yeah,
but
also said they're going to play URI. I think,
but he
another
was
school.
steadfast. I give him a lot of credit. Maybe he should be on the show in my place. He probably has a better prediction, but he was steadfast in Georgia winning the national championship, and he was dead on.
Yeah.
You know, Saunders. Saunders is Saunders. You know, he's a smart guy, and you know, I'm sure he's done his homework on that.
What was his prediction?
Saunders thinks that it's going to be 20-17. Danny Haggerty thinks it's going to be 27-24, both saying in the Rams' favor. Then Robert Pomerantz also thinks the Bengals are going to underperform, while Matt Peck was the only person who said the Bengals will win this one.
What reaction, Coach?
Well,
What do you think?
Peck was the underdog anyway, you know, as a
true.
player, and then he became a star for us, you
That's a
know.
good
So
point.
he's gonna pick the underdog.
He's a regular on the Joe Dez show, right?
Yeah, he is.
The underdog's a great American story,
Yep.
and you know.
Yeah.
The Bengals, though, I don't know. It's going to have to be just the way they won in the AFC, where the Chiefs did enough to lose the game.
Yeah.
And they didn't score at the end of the first half there on that swing pass, or was it swing, or was it a
Yeah, he did a
reverse,
little
or
bit of
whatever it was.
shovel pass and stuff.
So that was the momentum swing to things not going right for them in the second half, I feel like. It had to be that way. Burrow was there to capitalize on it, right? He did all the right things there, but they needed a little bit from the Chiefs. If the Chiefs didn't give them that, I think they need the same thing from the Rams. They need 2 picks from Stafford.
No.
For sure, because it wasn't like the coach went up to the Bengals, just gave them the most inspiring speech ever in the locker room during that. There's no way he gave the defense good enough of a speech they showed the Chiefs' offense by themselves in the second half. The Chiefs had to have a part of that. They had to have just folded a little bit.
Tricky.
Yeah, I think you bring up 2 points here. You know, first of all, Cincinnati's a team that's had to come from behind in all 3 of their playoff wins. You know, they fall behind 10-0 at Tennessee. They're down 14-0 in Kansas City. So, you know, they know how to come from behind. Now, the other big point here is No, nobody's talking about Stafford's never been in a game of this stature.
What about last game?
This
We're-
isn't
now
the
we're getting
Super
another
Bowl.
level?
This
Getting
isn't the
another level?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and Stafford has a history of throwing picks.
Yeah.
He has a history of making the fatal error. And it's possible in this game, in this environment, that could be the thing that gives Cincinnati the chance to win the ball game. You know, turnovers are always a key, but Stafford will force the ball in the coverage.
Yeah, you forget that he didn't win any playoff games before joining the
I don't
Rams.
think he was in a playoff game.
I think he played either one or two with the Lions.
I'm sure the Lions even have a professional football team.
I wonder what his Thanksgiving record was, too. We'll
Yeah,
look that
you do
up.
have to look that up, actually.
But yeah, it's a good point.
But yeah, no, I think people kind of forget that Matt Stafford, obviously when he was on the Lions, is different than Matt Stafford on the Rams. But during those games, it wasn't like the entire team just sold on him. He threw picks. He threw some bad passes. He had Calvin Johnson for years with him.
That's a good point.
It was not like he just had nothing there.
Yeah. What about prop bets, huh? What are we thinking? Coin flip. What do you got for coin flip, Joe Dez?
I'm thinking tails for coin flip.
Tails?
Everyone says has lately ever since that Chiefs one where Josh Allen ended up losing off a tails call.
Yeah.
But then next call was tails. Like the next game where it went to overtime was tails.
What do you got, Coach?
Football saying tails never fails.
Tails never fails.
Gotta go with tails.
We're going to have to check this on Monday.
Oh,
right?
100%. We're going to be posting on the Instagram.
What are the other ones? Gatorade color. What do you got Gatorade color?
Gatorade color, I'm thinking light blue this year.
Blue?
No, you gotta go with the traditional lime green.
Lemon lime?
You gotta go with the lime green.
That was my second choice. I was debating between blue and lemon lime.
What are the other ones?
Yeah,
Defensive
Reds and
touchdown? Any defensive touchdowns?
Defensive touchdown. I could see Jalen Ramsey if they force it to Jamar Chase, possibly. But either I'd be shocked though if Joe Burrow. He's not really gonna give up 6. He's chasing down the guy if he throws a pick. He's not gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
Some quarterbacks will just watch it. He'd be chasing him down the whole time.
True. What do you think?
I think Joe Dez is dead on. If anybody's gonna be Jalen Ramsey, I don't see Cincinnati making that fatal. I just don't see it in this particular game. Don't see it.
No, for sure. I think that if anything, they play more safe and they will play just risky at that point, unless it starts getting to a shootout in the end.
Yeah. Well, Stafford might be good for a couple pick sixes.
Yeah,
but I
Stafford,
don't
that's a
know. We'll
very
see.
good one.
That could flip the game.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other. You think, let's say 85 would be the over-under for Jamar Chase yards. Do you think he's getting over or under 85 yards?
I say under.
Yeah.
I just
They're
think
not going to let him beat him?
I just think the Rams are gonna say he will not beat us. Let someone else beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I can't see it.
No, I could completely see them playing their entire defense just to stop Jamar Chase, leaving T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and possibly C.J. Uzama open, as you said earlier.
Do they
Give up any big plays? I don't think they did, right? The Rams. Or did they at the end there? Maybe in the Bucks game.
I
They
know
did in the Bucks
game
game in the
game.
fourth quarter. They gave up a couple.
But not, yeah.
That last 3 minutes of the Bucks game was just
one of the most insane,
unbelievable
most
television.
insane parts of football. That was crazy.
I was actually working the basketball game here, and we were all on our phones, and even the girls' basketball team wanted to know who. It was awesome. Everybody was just watching their phones.
Yeah, Coach B, I was on my way back from my first time ever skiing. I was about to pass out because I was so tired, but I was looking at my phone, and I kept seeing the score change every 10 seconds. I kept thinking my phone was broken because it just keep changing. I thought Tom Brady was coming back, and that said 30-27 final score. Just knew it was done.
Round of the playoffs is exactly what they've always talked about. Always wanted.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted it. So in that divisional round, you had 4 games that were, decided by a field goal
Amazing.
at the end.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they
The
wanted.
number one team's losing. Do you like the new format with the just number one getting the bye?
I don't.
No? Why not?
I thought the wild card weekend overall was lopsided. And maybe it was just the matchups.
Yep.
But 2 teams have the buys.
I don't know.
I think it's fair to have the 2. It's like anything else, though. Sports is about money. It's about TV money, because TV money is what drives all sports. And so for the NFL to add another team, it's just another game. And it was kind of nice to have a Monday night wild card game.
Sure.
First round, but
substandard.
I thought that best.
Yeah, 100%. I'm pretty sure all the number 7 seeds lost in their first games.
This has got to be, isn't there another stat too? It's like the 2 lowest to play in a Super Bowl or something like that. There's something going on there. Because I think it's a 4 and 6.
It's a 4 and no.
Wasn't it 4 and
The
6
Rams
or
were
no?
2. No, I take that back. Rams were 3, I believe,
Rams
Yeah.
are 3, okay.
because they went to
Makes
Tampa
sense.
Bay, who
That
was
is actually
2.
kinda low
Yep.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so 3 and
Yeah.
Dang. Because Cincinnati won their division. I kind of keep forgetting that this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy Ravens didn't even make it the playoffs. Thought they were for sure gonna make it.
I don't know what's going on with them.
Interesting
Ravens.
because
Sick.
they've got the Ravens are going to be in the running back situation.
100%.
They can't
To keep
rely
running the ball like
on
he's
Lamar Jackson. Already starting to see
more
it. He's starting
injuries.
to break down.
I
a little
love
bit.
him.
He's
He's
such a
getting
great talent. He's revolutionizing the game, but they got to be able to run the ball with somebody else.
Yep.
Because he's not going to make it another 3 years.
Yeah, every single hit he takes is just taking off more time from your star quarterback's career. Like, that is not how you should have it at all.
So how do you look at Josh Allen then? Something like that? Is he just too big?
Josh
Or is
Allen's
he
a
can
tight
throw?
end playing
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. They're
Their body builds are completely different.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's just stocky, and he's built for getting hit.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson really isn't built for
He's
getting
going to be
hit.
a problem.
Yeah.
All
Josh
excited
Allen's
about
so
Matt.
good.
Patriots fan. And the truth of the matter is he's the 5th best quarterback in the AFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Patriots fans like myself and others who are thinking, well, Mac's going to be the savior. No, I think they've got to do it by building a good team around. He's not, he's not Mahomes. He's a good quarterback, but I think this year with the resurgence of the Patriots, everybody's like, oh, Mac's the guy, and I'm holding judgment out on that just yet.
That's fair.
I think we need to see him take over a game and actually win it by himself before we can actually ever compare him to those players.
He was fun in the Pro Bowl.
He was
fun.
fun. So
Before we did that, right? Yeah. I saw some of the mic'd up stuff before we jumped on the show. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he was just having a great time. But you could obviously see how happy he was that his rookie year went that well.
Also, I mean, you don't judge anything off the Pro Bowl, but his command, his excitement about the game, right? That's A+ stuff. He's a rookie, but he felt like a veteran. He was there, the way he carried himself.
Oh, there's a lot of great qualities about him. And I think he is the guy that can, lead the Patriots back, but they're going to have to put a lot of weapons around him. They can't just expect him to do what Brady did with substandard receivers. At times he had an okay running game. He always had a good old okay receiving core. And Brady's Brady.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm really hoping for Mac Jones, though, obviously he's not at the stature that Brady was with his play style. But he is just such a personable person that he can connect to anyone. I feel you might be able to draw free agents to want to come to us and play with him. Like, you could see him at the Pro Bowl just becoming friends with every single player there.
Oh, yeah. What did you guys think of so what they do at the Pro Bowl, they didn't do the kickoffs, but they did the pick the yardage, then pick the what was it? I think you pick the yardage and then it's like pick the side.
Yeah, pick the side, pick the yardage.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that was it.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they kind of dulled down the tackling this year too, where it became more a two-hand touch. You could see, you could see players just walking after they got pushed a little bit.
And I was reading a lot of and it's stuff that was football, saying, the Pro Bowl's bad. True, the quality of the game's not great, but let's be honest, what's it about? The NFL wants to put some entertainment out there.
Yeah.
And the young kids want to see all their stars together. And let's be honest, if you're a guy let's just use hypothetically Pat Mahomes. Let's say he goes to the Pro Bowl and he's going to be a free agent this year. Is he really going to go all out in what we would consider to be an exhibition game, get hurt, career could possibly be over, and lose that big payday? I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're a paying fan and you've paid $200, you just got to understand what you're going there for. You're going there more for the entertainment side of it than maybe a hard-fought competitive game.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. You want your team to be showcased. So say your star players go there, you don't want them getting hurt.
No.
So, you got to take it for what it's worth. I'm the same way. Every year it happens. Everyone's complaining about the Pro Bowl and all this stuff, but it's a fun weekend of football. I also heard somebody else, we're talking about it, the NFL should be using this to showcase the players and using it almost like a conference. So Mac Jones goes there and he's connecting with some of the veteran quarterbacks. Now he's learning about how to be professional. So it's almost like a seminar week for him when he's going there. So look at it that way, And
it's actually a really good point. I didn't think about it like that. It is kind of just giving players who are still all-stars.
They talked about how Peyton Manning would do that a lot, where he would go there and sort of hold court. And they'd be by the pool having conversation, hey, how do you get your body ready? What do you train? Like all that different type of stuff. So I think that is perfect.
No, that is actually really good. Because, people like to just talk bad about the Pro Bowl sometimes because obviously they want to see big hits, but no one wants one of their best players getting injured for the entire offseason because then they're not going to come back the same. It's going to be wholly different.
There was Robert Edwards in the mid-90s, 1,000-yard rusher. Robert Edwards, great running back. Was at the Pro Bowl, and this was actually an event before the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
This was one of these students in Hawaii. They were playing flag football on the beach. Tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Never the same again.
That's crazy.
Never the same again.
I couldn't remember the name of the player I was going to bring up, but it was actually the exact one you just said where he tore it on that beach. I remembered someone ruining their entire career by tearing it on the beach when they played flag football, and that was, of course, that player right there.
Robert Edwards.
Yeah, Robert Edwards. That's very sad to hear.
It's crazy stuff, right?
Yeah. But no, it's definitely good how they've kind of dulled it down a little bit to make sure no one gets hurt and just showcase the players.
Yeah.
So what's going on around Feehan for Feehan Sports? What's the latest?
Yeah,
What's going on the buzz around here?
One thing I'm going to bring up right now, there's a competition going on. We are having the Next Joe Dez Competition. I will be training the next person who announces sports at Feehan. I use mics, use cameras, just use everything you need to for broadcasting. Make sure you enter is the Joe Dez bio. There's a link right there. Go to my Instagram, the Joe Dez, and we will decide later.
Nice. So now, what is the next Joe Dez? What is this person in your eyes? Are they going to take on sports media here at Feehan?
Yeah. So one thing is they have to actually be able to just be. And even if they aren't fully...
Oh, that's not you at all, Joe Dez. Come on.
If they're not fully there yet, then I'll have to just teach them a little bit. But also, I want someone who can actually just connect with the community and actually shows that they care about it. Because you don't want just someone who's taken over and is just going to lazily announce, just go there, like miss a couple games every single time because they want to hang out with their friends. You want someone who's committed to this for their future.
Yep.
And there's so many people who want to do communications at Feehan that we're starting to get broadcasting applications sent in for this.
That's awesome.
Probably going to start making some side section of the Joe Dez. Mentioned the Joe Dez golf to Jimmy Canali a little bit.
Yeah, I heard
Probably
about that.
coming in the future. Might do a Joe Dez baseball in the future for Andrew Cook running that.
Nice.
Going to get Aiden Crump involved somewhere. It's going to be very good.
A lot of interest, too, to do this type of thing at Feehan.
Exactly. It's looking like we're going to have a little bit of a Barstool Sports thing at Feehan.
We need to have an on-site, live broadcast, like at a baseball game or something in the spring when the weather. We go up top of the press box. That's a nice little spot up there to watch a baseball game.
Yeah, I'm getting a camera today, so I'm going to be doing a lot more live streaming in the future. So
the Joe Dez birthday, everybody.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, you don't have any cake or anything.
But we are 18 years
old. Ollie will get you some chocolate milk or something. He loves the chocolate milk.
A couple shout-outs, though. We've got a lot of big sporting events coming up at Feehan. We've got senior night tomorrow night, boys basketball. They're still in the thick of the playoff hunt. I'm on record as saying they're going to run the table and make the tournament.
Love it.
That'd be awesome.
They've played some good ball lately. Girls basketball is ranked 6th in the state. I think they're going to make a good run in the D1 state playoffs. Boys hockey's still alive.
Yep.
They've played a very tough schedule. They've been very competitive. I think they got a chance to make a run. And girls hockey won their 11th game last night.
That's awesome.
Third-year program. That's
crazy.
And they're already in the state playoffs. We got track and field getting ready for the D2 state championships. Fencing's doing their state championships. Cheerleading, a lot of good stuff going on
Sports
here.
Are back.
If I didn't forget anybody, I apologize. I tried to get everybody there, but
and then the spring kicking off soon, right?
Yeah,
March 21st.
Yeah. Are you
baseball.
playing lacrosse? Do you play lacrosse?
I'm gonna be announcing lacrosse.
Oh, I gotcha. You got a couple on the
lacrosse.
production team, I think, that play, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure LSU and Mason Bowles should be trying out this year.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be pretty good.
Love that. Yeah, lacrosse is a sport I'm trying to get into more. I played baseball growing up, but
yeah,
do they have
lacrosse takes
lacrosse
a little
around in Florida?
Actually, in my years in Atlanta, when I was coaching and helping in the athletics department, lacrosse became actually a pretty big sport.
Yeah.
Really? In Georgia?
Yeah, lacrosse is pretty popular down there. It's nowhere as good as the way it is here in Mass, but yeah, it's definitely a popular sport. In fact, Major League Lacrosse is having their All-Star game this year at Gillette.
Oh, that's
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
they're having it at Gillette this year. I just saw that.
Is that PLL or
the PLL? I'm sorry, that's what it is.
I think they bought a couple of the teams from.
So
we
they're
talked
having
about them. I think
last
time,
episode I'll be uploading right as this one.
There you go.
It's gonna be good. We're gonna have a double feature.
Yeah, that's cool because we talked a lot about how they did round robin tournaments. Are they committing to cities?
I'm not sure if they have yet. I
Or
don't
maybe
think
maybe
have
they
yet.
committed to another round robin or something.
It's mostly round robins.
Mostly round robins. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's good to see lacrosse just getting more attention, obviously, because that is going to be one of the sports of the future. Because as people see the injuries that come from concussions, lacrosse doesn't really have concussions at all. They're going to probably be putting a lot of their kids on that.
Yeah, that's.
I imagine baseball might be getting a little bit of a boost in the next couple of years too from the head injuries, because really no one gets head injuries in baseball.
It's a good point. Yeah, maybe we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
You know.
it'll be definitely weird to see the landscape in the next couple of years for sports.
Yeah. Things are changing. Demographics are changing.
Oh, yeah.
Things are moving around.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
As we talked about Feehan Sports, though, one thing I wanted to mention is this year has been one of the best for all of Feehan Sports.
Think so?
Obviously, Coach Pinabell football made it to the first home playoff game
Oh
in
yeah.
like
Should we ask
12
about
years.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, how was it on the sideline for that, Coach?
Incredible. Our students were amazing all year. I mean, you go over to North and we take over Community Field and the Sea of White. Attleboro was a great night here. Reading was an incredible atmosphere. And I think hopefully we are able to continue that next year. But our senior class this year as a whole has just provided so much spirit for our school community, and it's just been tremendous. And it's good too. It's been tough. We've kind of been quote unquote in lockdown for the last 2 years and really haven't been able to have real school events, and we're finally getting back to that. So that's great. It's exciting. That's part of the experience.
Yeah, Coach, one moment in particular I'd like to get your view on, because the next episode that I have loaded up in the vault that'll be coming out after this one is Aiden Crump's interview. And I brought up on the fourth down where he threw that 43-yard bomb to get the first down right in front of the goal line. What was going through your mind as you saw him launch back? Not just go for the first down, go for almost the touchdown to Connor McHale.
Hey, exactly what I said on that daggum sidelines. Wow. That... Aiden's an old-fashioned gunslinger. That's what he is, and he had a way to make some plays, and he hit Connor on that shot, and I was like, wow, that was something else.
I think everyone just paused.
That
for a
was
second
an
when they saw
unbelievable
that.
throw. He made some unbelievable throws this year. I'll tell you.
Yeah, he got so much better over the last couple of years. Even as a leader, too, he's just gotten so much better in all aspects. He's gone to be a really good quarterback now.
Yes, absolutely. He's going to be hard to replace, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we got Nico Iovino in the ranks there right now, which hopefully didn't come through.
Yep.
Tradition never graduates. I always say that. And our seniors last year and this year have laid a great foundation for us, and I think for the school, too. So
100%.
we'll be fine. We're going to be fine.
Yeah, I think the whole future of Feehan in all aspects are just going to be great. Everything is just going up, I feel. You can see people more spirited at school events, obviously, this year than it's ever been, I feel like, in the 4 years at Feehan. I've been here even before COVID.
It was. It seemed everyone was in lockdown for so long. It's good to get out, see their friends, interact, compete.
Yeah, I think
all
a
that
big
stuff.
thing is before the lockdown, we kind of took it for granted because we always
point.
had it. It was never going to be taken away. We knew we had 4 full years of high school that we had to be in school every single day for. And we lost 2 of those, and we were down to half of the actual expected ones.
Yeah.
It was challenging. I mean, talk about me starting teaching, coming in. But I think you're right. I mean, it seems like things are getting back to normal and normalized. We can do things like this, a little bit and be more involved. And you guys can do what you want to do, which is great. There's so much opportunity. And you guys created this opportunity here at Feehan, so it seems pretty amazing.
No, 100%. We would not have been able to do this during the COVID years. This has gotten just so much better. We've been doing so many interviews. It's just been great.
So I know we talked about this last time a little bit, but what is the future of this show? Who are the guests? What are we planning to do? What's your vision?
Yeah, so eventually when it gets to the top, Colin Cowherd has just a great set for how he does his show, The Cowherd.
Want to take over the Coward Show?
Oh, there you
No,
go.
I'm not exactly taking it,
For it.
Yeah.
You can go tomorrow. I'd be
There you
for it.
but he just does a great job where he has a setup with the people that he interviews
Oh,
just
great.
right across from him. Then obviously I'd like to probably eventually get it on live TV so I could actually have interviews with sports stars and other celebrities basically on actual television that's
That's awesome.
broadcast to everyone. And that is the eventual goal. But right now, the next couple of guests we got, next episode is already recorded, which is going to be Katrin Franchino and Aiden Crump revealing these white sweatshirts.
Yeah. Sneak
of
peek
course.
here.
Yeah,
Well,
the new-
they'll see him after.
Yeah, the new merch drop is going to be pretty good.
Yep.
Then coming up, we have Freddie Wheaton coming in. He's going to be playing lacrosse in college, going to be revealing where he's going for college for lacrosse on
And
the
do
show.
you know yet or no?
I do not know yet. He's gonna.
Oh, that's going to be
Reveal to
awesome.
you,
Yeah,
too.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
And then we obviously have Cam Fourier coming in soon. She is just amazing at basketball. One of the big reasons why the entire team has been so good this year for Feehan.
Yep.
Probably going to have Lady Mordarski join her on the interview. We're not fully sure yet.
Cool.
And then after that, we're going to have Sophia Elliott come in soon, which is going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
And I know you're also in the Rock Report too, right?
Yeah, we got connected to the newspaper now. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So you
Yeah.
got a little section there.
Exactly.
Newspapers online, right?
Yeah, so the Feehan Rock Report is, I'm pretty sure what it's called. And then if you go to the Feehan website and you just go to the Rock Report, that is exactly where it is. And I'm one of the contributors on that for the Joe Dez Hour.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Should we expect anything Feehan's Got Talent for?
Maybe. We might have a little surprise for Mr. Stetson. We're going to find out.
Okay, all right. Good thing this airs out.
It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite events of the year. Feehan's Got
Feehan's Got
Talent.
Talent.
One of my favorite events of the
I
year.
haven't seen it live.
Trust me,
virtual one
Coach.
was a lot of
It's a treat.
When it's
You're
live,
gonna
it's
love
really
it.
fun.
It's
So the whole
amazing.
school gets into it. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. Well, you crushed the College Bowl, right?
Yeah,
That was
I
fun.
announced that one. Then we got Ryan Rebello announcing this one. Going to give him a little bit of a shout-out. Going to be his first time announcing one of those
For the
events.
Feehan's Talent.
Yeah, hoping
That's
that.
He'll crush it.
Yeah,
He'll
no,
crush
will.
it.
He does that amazing.
Rebs
job.
is the man.
Yeah, I'm
He'll
excited
crush
for
it.
That's amazing. Anything else to cover?
We can go over real quick a couple trades today in the NBA.
Okay.
Were just pretty mind-blowing. Did not expect James Harden to be traded for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and a
Wild.
couple
Anything else
first-round
come
picks.
out about that? I haven't checked.
Well, one thing that came out that Adrian Wojnarowski was talking about before the deadline was he didn't want to make an official trade because he would have been asking out of 2 teams in 2 consecutive seasons. So he
Yep.
kind of was just secretly pushing for it behind the scenes, and he ended up getting what he wanted. He's on the 76ers now.
I find it super interesting that teams like the Lakers, who tried to create the big three,
Yeah.
the Nets, who have tried to create this big three, like in the image of what the Warriors were, have both failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you begin to wonder, is the NBA going to start trending
Maybe
back
the
a little
Bulls
bit?
were,
Where you had Jordan, but you had a lot of great role players
Yeah.
around him. Bird had great role players around him. I think in this day and age in the NBA with the egos and all this, it's hard to get the ball to
I think
3 different
exactly what
guys.
we're talking about the
Yeah.
Memphis Grizzlies right now. They're a 3 seed in the West. And they
Is that
really
your
only...
sleeper pick for
Yeah,
this
they have
year?
Ja Morant as their main star.
Was
but
a
the rest are
stud
kind of
in
supporting
college.
pieces.
Ja
He was
Morant,
insane.
stud.
Where was he again? He was a small school?
Yeah, oh, golly.
Yeah, it was only one offer he got. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was, but I remember he only got his
was
offer
very
because some guy
specific,
walked
'cause
into
it
the wrong
wasn't-
room when he was trying to get a snack during
Oh,
another kid.
really?
Yeah, he was trying to recruit another kid during it, and he was working on an empty
Memphis.
gym.
Well, on your point too, Joe, you got the Milwaukee Bucks, the
Yeah.
defending
Giannis,
NBA
Giannis,
champions, and a bunch of
Who-
great role players. And all,
Exactly, yeah.
the Nets have lost. What have the Nets have lost? 9 in a row now.
Yeah, I know. They've lost
Yeah.
so many.
Yeah.
I think it is 9 or 9 after we beat them.
And one thing that people bring up, and I think it goes exactly with your point, is that you can't really buy a culture and buy talent. You have to build it up from the ground, which is Curry, why the
yeah.
Warriors They drafted so Klay successful. Thompson, They and they drafted drafted Draymond Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Obviously had JaVale McGee, I'm pretty sure, on their team from a draft too. He was their main center. That's the entire reason they were so successful.
and-
So many years.
And none of those guys were supposed to be superstars, right? I mean,
No.
even like Steph Curry, they weren't. It was a knee or his ankles
Yeah,
or
it was-
something.
both of them were a little
Clay
bit
had the
messed up.
pedigree, but it
Boy,
was kind of
talk
like he
about a
wasn't
guy.
a number 1 overall.
I always thought
Yeah.
Ray Allen was the best pure shooter I've
Yeah.
ever seen in my lifetime. But
Yeah.
boy, oh boy, Steph Curry,
He's
he
so
is
good.
something else. Especially coming back from the injury he had. He's just picked right back up where he left off, and he's even better.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a player. The Warriors are going to be a player out west this year. They're right there in the standings, and it's going to be interesting with them.
They just got Klay Thompson back too. They're still working back from injury. He's gonna be so good for this team.
Joe Dez, how's your hoops game?
Mine is actually pretty good. Go to the YMCA sometimes.
I can
with all
dunk
Stu and
over Ollie,
Mason.
no one else.
Yeah,
Swoop
can
up a
you
little
guys
bit.
dunk or no?
It's
Really?
weird,
Okay,
yeah.
Must be that.
It only works when he's standing under the rim in front of me. It's something weird.
Something that ignites you. What about the 3-point shot?
3-point shot, it's not the best, but it gets there sometimes. We got a nice mid-range is the big thing.
Ah, that's it.
Yeah, mid-range and
That's
layups is what we got.
I love that. I love that. Good stuff.
Yeah. You think this is where we should call it?
Yeah. What do
Yeah,
you
this
guys
was
think?
a really good interview today. This was episode 5 of the Joe Dez Hour.
Yeah, they
releasing,
keep coming.
Yeah, episode 5. Episode 6 we were releasing. That is Aiden Crump and Coach
Pinabell,
of course. And this was with Coach OB. Joe Dez, of course. This was our Super Bowl predictions and a little bit of extra talk. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time. Bishop Feehan football team. He was informed in school a couple days ago that he needed to get a haircut, going a little bit too far past requirements. Has actually accepted the invitation to get it cut in studio.